This video isn't about gimmicks. This video isn't about cheap tricks or hidden quick ticket secrets that will instantly grant you further ranks. No, this video is about building the fundamentals needed as a player to improve. It's about learning the right attitude for progression and how to deal with the immense difficulty and discouragement that you can face while going through the grind. If you want to improve at anything in life that has a degree of challenge, big or small, it requires goals and hard work, period. This video is the start of a new series focused on the mental side of the game. I've talked about this a lot during Halo Reach and especially Halo 4, but during Halo 5, your mental attitude and how you approach the game is more critical than ever. Halo 5 is, in my opinion, one of the most difficult Halo experiences to date, as you're constantly fighting against equally skilled and even more skilled opponents. Your first step to accelerated growth as a player is creating a goal for yourself. If you walk away from this video with nothing else, listen to this. You must form goals for yourself and your play in order to effectively practice. To set a goal, you need to look critically at yourself and your desires within the game. What do you want out of Halo 5? Do you want to reach Platinum or Diamond or Onyx? Or perhaps you want to start winning more often against a group of friends you play consistently? Or are you looking to win game battles or compete in the HCS? Or are you just interested in refining your play to enjoy the game more? For the sake of this video, let's assume you're a gold player who seeks to reach Onyx. Now take out a sheet of paper or your phone or something to take notes with. This is important. We're going to create one major goal and two smaller goals. The major goal will be, I want to rank out of gold and earn a spot in Platinum for Team Slayer before Season 2. Or you can insert whatever rank you are. This is just a total arbitrary example, okay? Then let's think about our two minor goals. These minor goals both work towards your main goal, but allow you to tackle it in smaller ways. Those minor goals could be, I want to improve my power weapon awareness. So in that case, you'd play matches and you'd focus on picking up the overshield and the power weapons on the map and be ready for them before they spawn. A second minor goal could be, I want to sharpen my accuracy in gunfights. And a way that you could try and improve that is 20 minutes of Octagon before you start playing, or maybe 2 Warzone matches before you hop into the ranked playlists. The minor goals both work towards your main goal and are easier to tackle than that main goal. Then once you have these goals written down, save that piece of paper or document or whatever it is on your phone so that you can review it at a later time. Now, your two small goals are what you will focus on during practice, while the main goal will be your driving motivation for setting up a practice schedule. So there was this guy who ran experiments on memory named Irving Ebbinghaus, and he was looking specifically at the difference between mass versus distributed memory. And what he was trying to do was memorize words and phrases and figure out the fastest way to memorize something. And his experiments found that the cramming process of trying to do a big bulk was not as effective as doing a little bit each day. The same is true with Halo or almost anything in life. You have to develop a practice routine. This forces you to practice instead of just play until you feel like getting off. Pros don't practice for as long as they feel like it. They have a set schedule. This schedule keeps you motivated and can help you deal with the emotional stress that losses put on you. Okay, so let me give you an example. StarCraft 2, I've talked about it a lot. It's a game that is very challenging, and I've put a lot of time and effort into. When you take a break from StarCraft and you come back, practice is unbelievably discouraging because you just get destroyed over and over and over again. So the actual process of getting back in shape is so traumatizing, it can be easy to just give up once again. And a lot of times when we play games, we just sort of play for as long as we feel like it, and then we get off. And if you're running into a lot of frustrating experiences, you might hop off pretty quickly. So you get on Halo 5 and you lose your first 4 matches and you're kind of frustrated and that's it, you don't feel like playing any longer. You hop off and you don't play for the next day or two. What a practice routine does is transforms the way you play, and it can transform your emotional state. So with StarCraft 2, I made the goal of I'm going to play 5 ladder games each day. I don't care if they're wins, I don't care if they're losses, I'm going to play 5 ladder games each day, mandatory. This allowed me to not care about the losing games in the short run. And in fact, I improved a lot quicker. Even if I'd get on and lose all 5 of my matches, I still was getting on consistently and achieving my goal. My goal was not to get on and get wins. You can't let that be your goal. You cannot care about losing games in the short run. This will destroy your ability to practice, okay? So when you set up a practice schedule, pick how many games you want to play, or a time length. Maybe you just want to play 30 minutes 4 or 5 times a week, or maybe you want to play an hour each day, 6 days a week, and take Sunday off and do something else, okay? You're going to be the one who gets to set that up. But at the end of each week, you're going to pull up that goal, the piece of paper or the document or whatever it is where you have your goals, and you're going to look at those 2 smaller goals that you set and be honest with yourself. Did you improve on the aspects that you wanted to? Did you focus on those specific goals during your practice that week? If you feel like you have improved those smaller aspects of your play, you can mark those off and maybe work to form a new minor goal. Or if you feel like they could still use work, leave them on for another week. You must focus on very specific aspects of your play one at a time. You can't just say, I want to get better at everything and grind games. If you hope to then become an exceptional player through that process, it's not going to happen. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. You may have lost like 12 games in a row, but if you're improving an aspect of your gameplay intentionally that needs help, then it doesn't matter. You are refining yourself as a player, and it will benefit you more in the long run. I was taught this in StarCraft 2, and it transforms the way you practice. In StarCraft 2, it's literally way too complex to try and work on everything at once. And so what the pro houses do is they work with one another, and they work on one specific area of their gameplay at a time, and they iron out all the flaws in the gameplay. And it can take weeks and months, but these team houses, that's what they do. When they practice internally, they're working on extremely specific things. You know, let's say Maru has a really bad time in the Protoss matchup, and if you don't know what I said there, whatever, a pro player has trouble in a certain matchup. His teammate is going to practice that matchup with him 4, 5, 6 hours a day in preparation for the next pro game he's going to play for that matchup. In future videos, we'll walk through some games, and I'll try and show you ways that you can identify holes in your own gameplay and assess what specific areas need work. For now, as a recap, here are the main important points from this video. Goals are mandatory to improving at anything, as they provide the fuel and motivation for you to practice consistently. They need to have a time limit set on them so that you can measure up if you've succeeded in achieving your goal or not. Spoiler, you won't always achieve your goals, but those experiences can sometimes be the most revealing and important during the process of improving as a player. After creating your goals, adapt them to a practice schedule and stick to it. If I want to play some difficult piano piece, and I just sit down and play until I get tired or frustrated, it's going to take absolutely forever to learn the song. Instead, if I would have just placed aside 30 minutes each day of practice, then my goal will be much easier to achieve. If you just play until you feel like getting off, you're really just rolling the dice and hoping you don't get so frustrated that you don't hop off. A practice schedule is much more rewarding when you're trying to achieve something difficult. Finally, reassess your minor goals on a weekly basis and determine if you should focus on something new or continue refining. In the next few videos, we will look at staying calm under pressure and dealing with losses and discouragement. Now, I want to close by saying if all this sounds way too serious, practice, bro, it's a video game. Are you kidding me? Well, these principles apply not just to games, but to real life as well. Goals are needed to achieve difficult things. And you have to break up big goals into smaller pieces and work towards them day by day by day if you want to achieve them. Sure, you can sit and grind Halo 5 each night or whatever game it is, and you will improve over time, but it's not as efficient or as easy on your head or your mental state than if you break it into these digestible chunks. You know, when I say get a piece of paper out or your phone and write down some goals, I know probably not many of you will do so in practice, but those of you who are serious, who are driven, who want to really have accelerated improvement, will go through those steps. That's what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. If you have any feedback or things you want me to look into, research, talk about regarding this mental tip series, let me know. Have a good rest of your day. I'm BBKDRAGOON, and we'll talk with you next time.